जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा बनचारी Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Ni Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमं सपरिव्राजकचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमं सपरिव्राजकचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य नरदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा में की यमुना में की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। मोस्ट मर्सीफुल लॉर्ड श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय। मोस्ट मर्सीफुल लॉर्ड श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रामय की जय। मोस्ट मर्सीफुल लॉर्ड श्री गौनिताय की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesa Bhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki. Today we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter number 24, chapter entitled Chanting the Song Sung by Lord Shiva, text number 70. Tam evatmanam atmastam Tamevatmanam atmastam Sarvabhutesva avasthitam Sarvabhutesva avasthitam Pujayadvam granantascha Pujayadvam granantascha Dhyayantascha sakrudharim Dhyayantascha sakrudharim. श्री श्री गौनिताय की जय। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रामय की जय। तमेवात्मानमात्मस्थं सर्वभूतेषु अवस्थितं पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तश्च ध्यायन्तश्च सकृद्धरिं तमेवात्मानमात्मस्थं सर्वभूतेषु अवस्थितं पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तश्च ध्यायन्तश्च सकृद्धरिं तमेवात्मानमात्मस्थं सर्वभूतेषु अवस्थितं पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तश्च ध्यायन्तश्च सकृद्धरिं तमेवात्मानमात्मस्थं सर्वभूतेषु अवस्थितं पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तश्च ध्यायन्तश्च सकृद्धरिं. Anybody? तमेवात्मानमात्मस्थं सर्वभूतेषु अवस्थितं पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तश्च ध्यायन्तश्च सकृद्धरिं. Any Matajis? तमेवात्मानमात्मस्थं सर्वभूतेष्वस्थितं पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तश्च ध्यायन्तश्च सकृद्धरिम्. What word meaning? Tam, unto him, eva, certainly, atmanam, the supreme soul, atmastam, within your heart, sarva, all, bhutesu, in every living being, avasthitam, situated, pujayadvam, just worship him, granantascha, always chanting, dhyayantaha, dhyayantacha, always meditating upon, asakrit, continuously, harim, the supreme personality of the Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Therefore, O son of the king, the supreme person of the Godhead, Hari, is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within your heart. Therefore, chant the glories of the Lord and always meditating upon him continuously. Please repeat. Therefore, O sons of the king, the supreme personality of the Godhead, Hari, is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within your heart. Therefore, chant the glories of the Lord and always meditating upon him continuously. Purport. The word asakrit is significant, but it means not just for a few minutes but continuously. That is the instructions given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sikshastakam, Kirtaniya Sadahari. The holy name of the Lord should be chanted 24 hours daily. Therefore, in this Krishna consciousness movement, we request the devotees to chant at least 16 rounds on their beads daily. Actually, one has to chant 24 hours daily, just like Thakur Haridas, who was chanting the Hare Krishna mantra 300,000 times daily. Indeed, he had no other business. Some of the Goswamis, like Raghunath Das Goswami, were also chanting very rigidly and also offering obeisances very rigidly. As stated in Srinivasacharya prayers to the six Goswamis, Sadgomi Sastakam, Sankhya Purvaka Nama Khana Natibi Kala Vasani Krutau. The word Sankhya Purvaka means maintaining a numerical strength. Not only was Raghunath Das Goswami chanting the holy name of the Lord, but he was also offering obeisances in the same prolific numbers. Because the princes were ready to enter into some severe austerity in order to worship the Lord, Lord Shiva advised them to constantly chant of and meditate upon the Supreme Person of the Godhead. It is significant that the Lord Shiva personally offered his prayers to the Supreme Person of the Godhead, just as he was taught by his father Lord Brahma. Similarly, he was also preaching to the princes according to the Parampara system. One not only should practice the instructions received from the spiritual master, but should also distribute this knowledge to one's disciples. The word Atmanam, Atmastam, Sarva Bhutesva Avasthitam are also significant. The personality of the Godhead is the original of all living entities, because the living entities, the part and parcel of the Lord, he is the father of all of them. One can search out of the Supreme Lord very easily within one's heart, for he is situated in every living entity in the heart. In this verse, the process of worshipping the Lord is considered to be very easy and complete, for anyone can sit down anywhere and in any condition of life and simply chant the holy name of the Lord. By chanting and hearing, one automatically engages in meditation. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmaya Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamiham Dadati Swapadandikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। So Lord Shiva is giving instruction to Prachetas how he is glorifying the Supreme Person of the Godhead, Lord Krishna. So that is the engagement of the living entity. That in Bhagavatam also there is another verse is this: Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavan Shatvatam Patihi Srotavya Kirtitavyascha Dheya Pujyascha Nityada. Means one should continuously worship the Lord and meditate upon the Lord and chanting His glories and um, continuously one should do this is. So that's a Prabhupada is giving here actually. So not only just a few minutes chanting, that is Lord Shiva is telling to Prachetas, not only few minutes, 24 hours one should chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Specifically Prabhupada is mentioning here how Hare Krishna mantra is, because this is a easy process in Kali Yuga. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also taught this Sankirtana, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. Means one should continuously chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But for us, actually, it is given 16 rounds. That's why Prabhupada here written actually. This is at least for devotees, at least 16 rounds on their beats daily. At least means it's a very minimum. But we think, oh, this is very burden. Because morning time, if you don't know this chanting, whole 24 hours you have to do. We feel we're so burdened this 16 rounds chanting. But this is telling Prabhupada, it is very, at least minimum actually. That means if you do properly chanting morning time, then we will get some time, so that daytime also we can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But we are so tired morning only actually. 2.5 hours, somehow other complete the rounds, then we'll put somewhere else. Next morning only we'll search that feedback. Generally we'll keep like that. Brahmacharis have a cupboard, but others they don't have a cupboard. They will keep somewhere else. Some people they forget here only. They will chant here and they will forget here. Next day morning they will come and they'll search, where is my bead bag here? So this is our condition actually. We are not able to at least chanting. So it's not easy to chant 16 rounds. It's Kali Yuga. It is because very restless. Our mind is so restless. We are not able to sit calmly actually. Those who are doing 2.5 hours chanting, sitting at a same place and completing rounds, it is not ordinary. It is very, because unless person is a sattva guna, you cannot do chanting. That is simple sitting and completing rounds. One required the sattva guna. But sattva guna, Kali Yuga, there is no sattva guna. It's very so much passionate. That's why people become so restless. They are not able to chant. Even if you tell somebody chant at least one round, they tell they don't have time. Or because so many engagements, so many thoughts in the mind. Sattva guna means one should be very peaceful, very simple minded. That's what Krishna consciousness is meant for very simple people, not complicated people. Kali Yuga is very complicated, because we makes the complicated things everything, so that we'll become so restless and we are not able to sit and we are not able to chanting. So then how can we chant 24 hours? Chanting 16 round, 24 hours. Haridas Thakur, he did all day 3000 rounds daily. So Prabhupada told, because he had no other business. Prabhupada, Haridas Thakur doesn't have any business, but we have so many activities. Prabhupada knows these people cannot do whole day, that's why he gave so many engagement. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he told, unless you do 64 rounds, you are a fallen person. But Prabhupada saw people are restless and they are not able to maintain even one round also, in particular in Western countries. So Prabhupada actually, he reduced it so much. First he reduced it 32 rounds, but still 32 rounds means it will take 4.5 hours. Still, again, Prabhupada saw, no, it is not possible. So he reduced it 16 rounds per day. And the devotees told, Prabhupada, this is also 2.5 hours taking, it will be very impossible. Prabhupada told, no, this is lost. This much only you have to do at least. Because Acharya knows the certain and circumstances of the people, and people cannot do this. If you tell now 64 rounds, no one will come here. Whole 24 hours, only 8 hours, 9 hours it will take. Then very large job, and we have to go office, and we have to work, and we have to maintain family, everything. This is not possible in Kali Yuga specifically actually. So that's why Prabhupada very mercifully, to understand our heart, it compassionately actually he gave 16 rounds, but he gave engagement. That is one thing actually you can appreciate that. Whole day in Krishna consciousness one can engage the mind. Like so many engagements is there, preaching activities, book distribution, and deity worshipping, maintaining different services in the temple. These things actually, what if I know, our mind will be engaged in the service of the Lord. That is what our mind is, to engage our mind, that's why you have to do 24 hours chanting. Some people go Vrindavan and sit somewhere, but they cannot do long time. It is very difficult. Unless the spiritual master order, that is different. But you think, no, I don't do any services, I will go Vrindavan and sit and calmly and do all day 64 rounds. No, it is not possible, because the mind will go here and there. You cannot focus. Unless you study Shastras and you completely in a mode of goodness, that may be possible. But if your mind is so fashioned, and you cannot be focused on the chanting actually. So that's why. But when we are young, actually you may do, but after 60 years, 50 years, what will do? We cannot go around anywhere, and we have to sit one place. That time it is required to do 24 hours chanting. You cannot do anything, any activities, because your body will not cooperate. So for that, after 60 years, 50 years, if you want to do chanting all day, we have to now practice from now onwards, because we have energy, so that we have to come to the mode of goodness and to practice more rounds, so that slowly we will develop the taste on chanting. Then it will worth, and after 60 years, be old time, actually old age, it will be worth, you can chant at least some rounds. That's why Acharya has given at least Ekadasi, Janmashtami, Nirjal Ekadasi. These are all given for what? So that our activities, bodily activities, you have to reduce, and the focus on the chanting and meditating upon Krishna. So at least in Ekadasi times, at least some more rounds, like Janmashtami, like Nirjal Ekadasi. We have to practice. Without practice, it is very difficult to control the mind and to become goodness actually. Then after 60 years, we cannot be chanting. It is very difficult. So that's what is recommended. Prabhupada is telling, that's what one should chant to 24 hours a day. So means it is a required practice. So so many other acharyas are, not only Thakur Haridas and Raghunath Das Goswami also. He is not only chanting all day, and he has offering obeisances to the Vaishnavas. There's some number, he told actually, some prolific numbers, offering obeisances to Vaishnavas. So that is also actually the engagement in the mind, so that our mind will be focused on the Krishna, and chanting more rounds. Why is the chanting they given? Because it is a simple and sublime process. We cannot do any activities whole day. It is very difficult. We cannot do any activities. So at least this is the only more proper purification process is there, only chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Because Kali Yuga, it is so complicated, our mind is restless. That's what actually it is given. Then Bhagavatam it says, Iti Sodasakam Namam Kali Kalmasanasanam Nato Parataraya Paya Sarva Vedesu Drusyate. Means kali means is so kalmusham is so contaminated. What is contaminated? Contaminated means our mind is restless. We want to do so many things. So we caught of such a situation that actually we don't have time. Even chanting time also we are thinking what I should do, where I should go, to whom I should speak. These are all things that will come. It is natural, it is coming because we have engagements, so many engagements. So it made it very difficult to control our mind. So that is what actually by practice, what will happen one day we can control, because we have to come to the at least nama bhasa. Now we are doing now that offenses chanting, actually nama aparadha chanting. There is three ways chanting. One is aparadha and another is nama bhasha and suddha nama. We have to come to the platform of the suddha nama. Unless we have to come to Suddhanama, then it is very difficult. So now we are actually doing in offenseless chanting, but we have to reduce that. Slowly we have to focus on the chanting Hare Krishna mantra. That is possible in the Brahma Murta in morning time only, so that we can focus. Daytime you cannot focus. It is very difficult because your mind goes here and there, and you have to speak, you have to do things. So you cannot sit calmly. People somehow or other due to disturbance. More than disturbances, phone. The phone, if you keep phone now, all day it will be ringing actually. So how can you focus in the chanting? So at least morning time you can switch up the mobile phone and keep somewhere else and completely focus on the chanting name, so that at least some other actually we can focus. That will come to the nama bhasa. Means to come to the Suddha Nama, we have to hear from a pure devotee. From pure devotee, then we will develop the taste on hearing. And particularly that we do so many offenses. So that's a beginning, it is a nama parada, means we are doing offenses. That's what chanting is not giving taste actually. So when you reduce the offenses, then the slowly it will come to that. So Raghunath Das Goswami, and not only that, others, Srinivas Acharya, the Rupa, Goswami says actually, why this given number Sankhya Purvaka Nama Ghana Natibi, means without number, then that is not actually do chanting actually. Just chanting, we are not so pure devotees and very elevated souls. Whatever, because pure devotees, though, every minute they can absorb the mind in lotus feet of Krishna, but we cannot. Even though we are chanting, our mind will go here and there, so it will come. So that is not possible. That's why it is required per number. So how many rounds we are doing, that is what is recommended. So that is one proper telling. Another one is why the Lord Shiva is giving instruction. Lord Shiva also, because this Prachetas, they want to do severe austerity. Before austerity, actually, he told to completely focus your mind upon the lotus feet of Krishna, meditate on lotus feet of Krishna. So, Lord Shiva also doing same thing. Lord Shiva is received from his father Brahma, and the same thing he is doing, the same thing is giving instructions to Prachetas. So Prabhupada is writing, this is a parampara system. Means not only we received the instructions of the spiritual master, we should practice, then we should give. Not that without practice we should give. That's why in Rupa Goswami, in Nectar of Instruction, he told, no, that is, what is that? Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipnau Sadharma Samstapako Lokanam Itakarinau Tribhane. Means first we should achar and vichar and prachar. That is what actually Rupa Goswami told. Achar, vichar, prachar. But we don't do, we will not do achar and we will not do vichar and we will do prachar. This is a problem. So that's a contamination will come. So much contamination will come. But achar is nana shastra vicharanayaka nipno shraddharma samstapako. So they are actually received instructions from spiritual master, and they inquired from the shastras, and they studied and completely absorbed, and they inquired, then they are actually started to preaching Krishna consciousness. So this is how parampara system Prabhupada is mentioning. The Lord Shiva also, he received instruction from his father Brahma, and he is also doing the same thing, prayers to Supreme Personal Godhead and meditating upon the Lord Vishnu. And when the Prachetas came, and he giving same instructions to the Prachetas also. So that is our duty. Means our duty is to first we have to inquire. We received instruction, but we have to, because so many shastras are there, and we have to practice regularly. Then we can give others. Then they will do. Otherwise, they will not do. They will not do, because when we have a contamination consciousness, if you give others, no, it will be contaminated, because that is not a pure consciousness. So that's what actually vichar is required. Vichar means we have to inquire, we should to practice. So by that actually we should give others. Then Prabhupada is telling another significant word in this word, Atmanam Atmastam Sarva Bhutes Avasthitam. Means Lord Krishna is situated in everyone's heart. Is not only outside, is there in everyone's heart. The same Lord Shiva is telling to Prachetas, Lord Krishna is there in your heart, and at the same time is situated in every living entity, even outside also. So by meditating upon the Lord, what will happen? We are actually worshipping. So the process of worshipping, this is how Prabhupada is giving. Process of worshipping this. Anyone can sit down anywhere, any place, even conditioned life, simply chant the holy name of Krishna. Because this holy name, it is the Golokera Premadhani, Harinama Sankirtanam. Means the chanting in Kali Yuga, Krishna is in the holy name. Kali Kale Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar. Lord Krishna came in the holy name. So by chanting the holy name, what is that? No, we are worshipping Krishna. But we have to do properly, means attentively we should chant, and with prayerful mode, actually we have to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Then that is equal to actually worshipping and meditating. So this is a easy process to people to actually worship the Lord. But what is happening? No, people actually they worship Lord, they worship different demigods, and they will go here and there, but actually they will not do chanting. This is a easy process. That means what? That Acharyas is giving so simple process, but in Kali Yuga it is so complicated, they are not able to do this, not able to take this one. Why? Because it's complicated. Prabhupada told, no, I am telling the chant, but they are telling the can't. This is what actually Kali Yuga method. So that's what is, where when one is very simple heart, he will accept. But it's very complicated, they will not accept it. They will go here and this temple, that temple, the different places, but they will not chant. Some people goes Muktinath, what somewhere, different, very long distance and so much risk, and there are so many problems. But still, they will go long trip, but they will not chant Hare Krishna mantra, because they think if just by visiting Dham, you will get moksha. But in your mind, always thinking about all material things, then how will you will get Ajnata Sukriti, you will get Punya, but you will not get, because your consciousness is completely material, no? Then how can you liberated actually, just by visiting holy places? We will purified, that is what, because it's encouraging, because conditioned people, Kali Yuga people, they are anyhow they are rebellious, they will not hear. So at least this is given opportunity. Okay, if you visit the Dham, at least you will be liberated. But actually, if you see, if you are material consciousness, if you go to the Dham, then you think they are material also. That is what actually. Now see, now holy places full with apartments, costly lands, very costly. Why it is happening? Because people are going and they want to stay there. But I don't know how much they are observing to, because the purpose of the holy dhams to completely focus on our chanting on Krishna lotus feet, and we completely engage in service of the Lord. That is what the purpose of the holy dhams. But we want to settle there. You cannot settle anywhere. In dhams anywhere. This is material world. So instead of focus on our mind to Krishna, then we'll become asset for, and we want to construct and houses, and you have to become attached to the houses. If you have something, definitely it will be attached. Unless you are purified completely, it will be attachment. Unless it is a service to Krishna. If he is not service to Krishna, the same house will become attached to in the holy dham also. So, but people actually they want they want to go and settle in the dhams, but I don't know how they are observing. But they are telling actually it is anywhere you can sit down and chant Hare Krishna mantra, but we should chant with pure, without any material motivation. With any material motive. That is Rupa Goswami, Anya Abhilasat Sunyam, Jnana Karma Anavrutam, Anukulyena, Krishnanusilam, Bhakti Rottamam. So pure devotion service means without any material motivations one should do. So this is the way actually we can focus our mind. That is what Lord Shiva is instructing to Prachetas. Before going severe austerity, one should completely actually focus the mind. There are so many examples also there. While going, Dhruva Maharaj also, while going in the forest, Narada Muni came. So Lord sent Narada Muni, and Narada Muni gave some instruction to Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva Maharaj also completely focused the mind. So but that is very highly consciousness. But when Parikshit Maharaj went to forest, a bank of the river, what happened actually? Sukadev Goswami came and they discussed Bhagavatam. This is actually in Kali Yuga, that is most absorption. Means before chanting actually, we should hear. Prabhupada is telling, by chanting and hearing, one automatically engages in meditation. The day before yesterday, Prabhu is telling that, that is to develop a chanting, first you have to develop a taste on hearing. If you don't have taste on hearing, we cannot chant properly. It is very difficult. That's what we are struggling, chanting. We're so much struggling. Even Brahma Murti also, there is so much, there is no disturbance. Still we are not able to focus the chanting because we don't have taste on hearing. So when we taste on hearing, when develop the taste on hearing, then automatically our chanting also will become good, will become nice, so that we can focus on what. So that's why the more before actually the old age actually we have to observe in the Shastra and contemplate the Shastra and develop the taste on hearing. So by that actually slowly we can develop the taste on hearing also. That's why Naimisaranya, sages of Naimisaranya, what they did 1,000 years they heard only Bhagavatam. 1,000 years. How they heard, I don't know. So much they have a taste on Krishna Katha. So they hear, they heard actually. Even though they are asked the Kali Yuga, so many nice questions to. So what is that? No, that is before actually chanting, we have to hear properly with very submission mode, with proper relationship with the speaker. By that we actually will slowly develop on the taste on hearing, because this hearing, it will sustain our chanting. Otherwise we will leave the chanting, because in chanting will not get any taste. That is sure, because we are experiencing that. Without hearing the chanting, we cannot get taste. We are dosing and we are thinking. We are so many engagements are there. I don't know. Sometimes 16 ounces is automatically is going on, but we are not focused on Krishna. It's 7:30. It will be completed 16 ounces. But I didn't remember Krishna. I didn't focus on Krishna. Some other reason. How? Because our mind is like that. It is going here and there actually. So that is what actually means we have to develop on taste on hearing. By hearing, then slowly we develop taste on chanting. How, say, Lord Shiva is glorifying so wonderfully. But I am thinking that how Prabhupada is related in a Vaishnava philosophy manner. Generally, Rudra Gita means people read Rudra Gita, but they will not understand who is Lord Shiva. Actually, he is a Parama Vaishnava. Sarva Vaishnavanam Yata Sambhu. He is a great Vaishnava. But those who are in touch in Vaishnavas, means Vaishnava philosophies, they cannot understand Lord Shiva. See, like Shankaracharya came, actually he spread the Mayavadi philosophy, and at the last he told actually Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Mudavate. But the followers did not understand that. Why? Because they already heard the Mayavadi philosophy. But when come to, they will become Vaishnavas, then they will understand who is actually Lord Shiva. Because Shankaracharya is a form of Lord Shiva only. He came and he teach Mayavadi Tattva actually. So even though people read Rudra Gita, but they will not understand how actually the Lord Shiva is praying Supreme Person of the Godhead and meditating actually. And that means he's telling actually, means only the Supreme Person of the Godhead is only Lord Vishnu, no other. So that understanding will come only when one hears Srimad Bhagavatam with Vaishnavas. If you hear Mayavadi, then you will not understand actually who is actually Lord Shiva. So that is how, means to glorification to Vishnu actually, we hearing this all prayers, wonderful prayers. It is giving so much purification of our heart. And Prabhupada is related in Vaishnava manners, means how chanting the Sankirtana movement in Kali Yuga, it is the only sublime process to purify the conditioned soul. This is the only thing Sankirtana Yajna, means chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought this Sankirtana Yajna because he knows the Kali Yuga people completely is gone case. There is no hope for that. But somehow other he gave such a mercy so that people can, conditioned soul can slowly liberate their positions to understand their relationship with Krishna by simple process of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. They empowered that actually. So those who will take, means only those who are very simple heart, they will accept the chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Otherwise people think, what is this Hare Krishna mantra? This just saying here and there and in the roadside, everywhere they are just chanting Hare Krishna mantra because they don't know that importance, the importance of the mantra. Either two things, either you have to know the importance of this mantra from the acharyas, or if you have so much restlessness, then you cannot chant. You have to come to this platform of Sattva-guna. Then you can chant Hare Krishna mantra. So that's what means Prabhupada is telling actually. We should chant 24 hours, means we should develop that taste on chanting. By developing the Sattva-guna, then we can do chanting 24 hours. The 16 rounds, it is a very minimum. Very minimum. Means we have to do more and more rounds. Actually 16 rounds is a quota of spiritual master. Spiritual master told we are doing 16 rounds. That is his quota. Where is our quota? Our quota, at least we have to do something, 1 round, 2 round, no? Because it's going 16 rounds, spiritual master given, we are doing. So we have to do some more rounds, or whenever you time, we have to do more rounds, so that slowly we develop taste on hearing. So that is Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. So Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.